Hello, my friends. I hope you're having a good time in existence whenever you may be watching this. For me, it is 6 a.m. It really is 6 a.m. And I just woke up from a dream of where I was performing a ceremony in the dream, and I was just drinking this really high energetically charged water, and it was so nourishing and nourishing and flourishing. But what I'm coming on to say is that the message I am receiving for myself included is that I am done playing small. And I hope that we are done playing small. Whatever vices we may be taken to, whether that's old thought patterns, whether that's hanging out with certain people, whether that's watching videos and movies to kind of, clock out for a minute, or whether that's certain substances, it's really time to let these things simmer out and choose a timeline that is much higher and bigger than anything we have experienced before. And what this takes is the mindset to want to make this happen and, have the energy in mind so you actually know what you're working towards. Because I think for a lot of the times, at least in the past for me, when I have this certain vision in mind or this motivation, maybe I don't actually have the vision in mind, I might have the motivation knowing that I want to make a change, that I'm not totally happy or fulfilled with the way that I am living. But I don't exactly know what I'm working towards, and so it's kind of like blind faith. But now this blind faith is turning visible, and with this direct action, direct yang energy, this is where things really begin to become possible. And I was doing a reading yesterday, and what was coming up was taking direct action towards this spiritual will, towards this divine will. And so, kind of have to know what the will is. You can be as specific as you would like to be. Like, if we're going into, manifesting certain things into our life, certain feelings, then, be as specific as you can be for sure. But if you know that you're just, letting go of certain things to open the space and the doors and the windows for a new timeline, then I think it would be really wise to, write down keywords that help you remember, whether that's growth mindset, and it can be like, I'm seeing like growth over fixed. So, choosing the growth mindset over a fixed mindset, choosing optimism over pessimism. And what this really is us actively choosing to let go of doubt, to let go of worries, to let go of anxiety. And these are big things. These are big things, but these are timelines that we totally deserve. We do not deserve to spend years of our life worrying. We have faith here for a reason. We're meant to use it. No matter who you have faith in, faith is a house with many doors. That's a quote from Life of Pi. And, all the doors are open to us, even when it's, not to a particular being, or it's just, faith in general. You can choose faith and be an atheist. I'm gonna just leave that there. Maybe I should think about that a little bit more, but faith has unlimited doors. And really, okay, I am going to share this. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to share it and kind of take it as a grain of salt. Don't take it as literal. But I did hear that worrying is praying to the devil once, and that's exactly it. I know a lot of worry words that maybe I shouldn't say that. I know a lot of people that worry a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. You know, it takes over their life, and there are people that do practice a certain religion, and it's like, hey, instead of giving into this thing that is deprecating and taking you away from your faith, like, give into your faith. You know, this is the time to really practice your faith. And this is really where, religion or anything like spirituality really comes in, or even, just self love. This is how my journey started with my faith and everything. It came from wanting to choose to heal myself. And that's when I found God. That's when I remembered and, closely re-met God or spirit or source again. Everything was when I chose years ago to devote my next timeline, however long it was going to be, to heal these parts of myself that I was really unfulfilled and really unhappy in. But this act of relentlessly, radically choosing yourself is so important in this next timeline that we're stepping into. And yes, I am looking at you. Like, this is so important for us, and we just have to radically do it. I love the word radically. Maybe that's something that goes on, the sticky note for a reminder, or that, you write on your mirror, whatever it is. We need to radically remind ourselves of this high vibration that we want to experience and that we will experience. We just have to put the active energy, make the active choices and action into this timeline. So, it's letting go of the worries, it's letting go of the anxiety. When we're experiencing it, we look at it like a storybook, and it's like, okay, I am the observer of everything, and I am observing that I am experiencing anxiety right now, whether it's like really crazy and immense and your stomach hurts and you want to roll up in a ball. Like, I'm saying this so you can know that if this is what you experience, that one, you're not alone, and two, it is possible to overcome these really intense, like psychosomatic things that turn physical. They totally can, because that's what I've experienced. But, no matter what, you can overcome. No matter how far, like years, if it's years into your life that you've given into this, decades in your life, it's okay. There's always time for change, because the only permanent thing in life is change. So it's looking at it, saying, I am experiencing anxiety. You're fully like sitting with it. It's like, this is the experience. And from this place, when you're able to be the observer and really experience it, that's when you're able to make a change of your conscious state. Consciously make a change in your mind and say, I'm going to turn the page. I'm going to turn the page. Or, you know what? I'm going to sit with this. I want to know why I'm experiencing this deeper. Because I guarantee you, the root to everything is love, or a lack of love that you're not giving yourself. But no matter what, even a lack of love is rooted in love. And that's where you can have extra grace and compassion for yourself, because you see what has transpired to make this happen. And then you can actively change a new timeline, a new mindset, a new shift in consciousness. Now I'm hearing, take to the morning prayer until you have a shift in perspective. It's really just this active choice. What do you want to choose to be? What do you want to choose to experience? And you know, this is you working with the divine to make this happen, to let this happen. This is you letting it happen. So open up the space to let it happen. Thank you for listening to my message. Yeah, I think that's it. We really got this. This is your affirmation if you've been feeling this, that we are on this timeline, that this new timeline is opening up for us. Don't give up on the active energy towards this. Don't give up, you know, in the background. The weaving of the grand mosaic is taking place beyond human comprehension. You know, we wouldn't be here if we remembered everything, you know, and it wouldn't make sense and it wouldn't be fun. So, you know, let go of the past, let go of the rest, and just stay focused on what you are weaving for your timeline. That's in your control, you know. Let go of whatever's not in your control, but have faith in yourself. Radically choose yourself. Choose this new timeline. Open up the space for the doors and the windows to open for you, and then walk through them, you know. And then pray for the wisdom to know how to keep it. That's a whole other part. Integration is a huge part. You know, that's a talk for another day. But thank you guys. I love you.